Yo brothers, you're watching the Crypto Gangstar, where I'm showing you the best bang out crypto projects. And today we're taking a look at Render Network. So before we get any further, our usual disclaimer here that nothing in this video should be taken as financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Treat this video strictly for educational purposes. So Render Network, rendering the metaverse. Distributed GPU rendering on the blockchain. So about Render Network. The Render Network is the leading provider of decentralized GPU-based rendering solutions, revolutionizing the digital creation process. Why render on the Render Network? Because the future is being built today, and hardware limitation should not be what keeps you from being a part of the new digital renaissance. Render puts the power of GPU rendering at your fingertips at a fraction of the cost and speed of in-house rendering. Founded in 2016 by Jules Urbach, CEO of Otto, Render is the next step in his dream of the open metaverse. With headquarters in Los Angeles, California, and a team based around the globe, the Render Network and those behind it have been growing from strength to strength in the years since its establishment. So, introduction. Our vision is to democratize GPU cloud rendering, and I do actually have a short video. The Render Network creates a much more efficient, powerful, and widely scalable rendering network. It is designed to connect users looking to perform render jobs with people who have idle GPUs to process the renders. Owner will connect their GPUs to the Render Network in order to receive and complete rendering jobs using Octane Render. Users would send Render RNDR, their token, to the individual performing the render work, and Otoy would receive a small percentage of render for facilitating the transaction and running the Render Network. Once you've registered their idle GPUs on the Render Network, these GPU owners become node operators and are able to earn RNDR tokens. They do this by accepting jobs from users in need of rendering work, known as creators, who send their files to the Render Network, where they are assigned to operators. Render receives a small percentage of RNDR paid out in order to maintain the network and facilitate the transaction. So the problem: our visual world is evolving at breakneck speed. Authorizing and publishing state-of-the-art graphics is an immense challenge that is growing each day. The future demand for advanced rendering will lead to even more complexity and require higher resolution and more interactivity. So 4 main points. Network scalability. Scaling GPU rendering power is too difficult with traditional render technology. There are limits on what can be done rendering locally, on a network, or even the cloud. It's impossible to leverage GPUs throughout the world efficiently without some sort of decentralized system that tracks and manages render jobs. Better use for GPU power. Today, a large amount of GPU power is used in proof of work mining, where GPUs are used to solve arbitrary arithmetic functions in order to provide the base power and security for their respective crypto networks. But proof of work mining is inherently inefficient and wastes the true power of GPUs. Render envisions a better future where our network is empowered by the very work that GPUs are designed to do, bringing creative visions to life. To the sleeping GPU network. GPUs are the most efficient rendering hardware and are a standard component of every phone and PC. However, the current system harbors many inefficiencies. Most developers' GPUs remain idle when they're not rendering their own work, leaving a wealth of potential power waiting to be tapped. And digital rights management. There are no universally accessible storage locations for artists to store their work and know that it's theirs. Through the blockchain and the ledger-based storage protocol of the Render Network, artists are able to store and access their designs and creations. So how does it all work? The Render Network is the first network to transform the power of GPU compute into decentralized economy of connected 3D assets. So we do have the white paper for more details. I would advise going through the white paper yourself. However, it's a bit too long to go in full detail in this video. So user submits a job on Render. Well, we'll just click here. Users requesting jobs. So they pay their render tokens into the Render Network, which is smart contracts plus blockchain on Ethereum. So they submit a job for render. Then we come over to the other side. Protocol calculates the amount of render required to perform the job. Details attached to smart contract are sent across the Render Network. Then we can see the tokens come out. A user processes the job. GPU owner uses Octane Render to process the requested job. Then, of course, back through the network. Once completed and delivered, render tokens are transferred via the smart contract and the user receives their job. Ethereum's widespread adoption was the key to realizing our vision. Instead of GPUs being used to only mine currencies, we use their intrinsic function to render and leverage the features of the blockchain network, incentives, and trust. So the uses of render network: media, industry, augmented reality, mixed reality, gaming, medical, and virtual reality. So let's look at the teams. Me, our founder and advisors. So of course we have Jules Urbach, the founder, and we have many other people, well, many other founders and a large core team, people on community, and a lot of different news articles. So they do have a very strong Telegram community, so you can check that one out there. Of course, they're all on all social media platforms. They have an artist portal. But yeah, that has been Render Network. Again, you've been watching the Crypto Gangster channel. Hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll see you soon.